everyone, it's Dawn and welcome back to my channel. Welcome to our subscribers, whether you're a new subscriber or a long-term subscriber. Lovely to have you with us. So today I thought I'd do something a little bit different. Continuing with our doll's house theme, I'm not quite ready to show you the next room yet. The next room will be the living room, but it's not quite finished. But in the meantime, I thought I'd show you, some of you have asked how I do tiles for things like the bathroom and the kitchen. Well, of course, the kitchen's already done. But I'd like to show you at least how I do the tiles. And this one's going to be for the bathroom. I've already got one and it's already up in place. Now this, I had to cut from, because of the size of the rooms, I had to cut it from an A3 sheet. And I just cut it down to the size of my walls, which is actually a cardboard box. So I divided it for this one into 1-inch tiles. Oops, sorry. So they're just 1-inch square. I said I wasn't going to move that. Let me just check to make sure that you can still see it. You can. I might just move it down a smidgen. There we go. And as I say, sorry, I divided it into 1-inch squares. And I used a ruler and a pencil just to mark the 1-inch increments. And then I used a dark blue, in this case blue, because the bathroom's going to be blue and white. I marked it all off. And I was going to do dolphins because in my own bathroom, I've got tiles with dolphins on them. But these are so small, I couldn't, try as I might, I could not draw it small enough to get all the detail. So in the end, I decided to scrub the dolphin idea. And I went for just a single fish because they're easier to draw. And it's easier to draw into a small area. So I wanted mine, not every tile, but every other tile. And I wanted them offset. So I do mine 2 rows at a time. So just to start the process off, so you don't have to watch me doing the same thing 10,000 times. Well, it's not 10,000, but it seems it. When you've done 3 walls, it seems like you've done it 10,000 times, believe me. So what was that? Oh, it's all right, something just fallen on the floor. There's so much stuff on this desk at the moment, it's crazy. So I always start by drawing it in with a pencil, because if you draw it with a pencil and you put it in the wrong square, like I did once, or the wrong position, or you put it the wrong way round, you can easily rub it out and start again. But if you do it in pen and it's wrong, you've got to start all over again. And if you've almost finished or you're halfway through, believe me, that is mega frustrating. So for my fish, this is how I do it. So I'm going to leave a space. I've done one there. I did the first line so that you can see how it goes. And I'm just over halfway through the second line. So all I do for my fish, nothing, because it's so small, you don't need a lot of detail. And tiles like this don't usually have a lot of detail. So I do a line like that and a line like that for the fish shape. And then all I do is very simply draw the tail, do the top fin and a smaller bottom fin. And that's all I do for my drawing. So I'm going to do that again in this square here. I'm not going to do all of them. Well, I'm not going to do all of them now anyway. I will eventually, but I'm not going to do them all on camera because you've died of boredom watching. And so we'll just do this one at the end here. So one more, and then I'll show you how I fill it in. Oh, don't forget his tail. So that's how I always start. And as I say, I always do it 2 rows at a time. When I have chosen a pale blue for my fish. So we are still in this new position, so I hope you can see okay. And I'm using either the flat part or for the detail, I'm using the tip of the pen just to go over the main area like that. What I'll do is I'll do the top line and then I might just do a couple of the next row down and it'll give you an idea. And then when I've done that, it won't take long. We can chat while we're doing that. And when I've got to that stage, what I'll do is I'll bring in, I have got, just off camera, I have got a completed sheet that I've already finished. And that one will be the final sheet for this project anyway, apart from this one, which I will finish off camera later. But just for now, we'll keep going. And we can chat as we go along. So it's quite nice. It's quite therapeutic. Someone said to me the other day, they came to the house, a friend came to the house and she said to me, oh, it was a while ago actually, it was when I was doing the kitchen, when I was doing the tiles for the kitchen. She said to me, don't you get bored doing the same thing over and over again? Actually, it's quite therapeutic. I was quite surprised at how therapeutic it is. So once I finish that, we'll go back and do the detail in a minute, which isn't much. On these small images, you don't need much detail. In fact, too much detail in a small area would be a mistake because it would just make it look messy. So once you've filled it in, it actually looks quite a believable little fish. So perhaps we'll do a couple more. Oh, golly, that made me jump. That's my phone. Someone texted me. Whoever it is will have to wait because I'm not stopping now. And perhaps we'll just do one more because it'll give you the idea of the offset effect. Pop a fin there. And then what I do, I'll just put that down. I will finish off screen later on. And then the only detail for the fish I do is I give them a little eye. So all I do is just with the point, I just touch it. And as you can see, they're not all the same. They're not all absolutely identical, but once you get them up, once you get this up, it really doesn't matter because it's not going to show, especially when you get all the other bits in. So I'm not taking the fish any further than that. I will finish off screen, but the other thing I do, just to give it a bit more emphasis, the ones with the fish, I always, with the same dark blue that I used for the fish eye, or the fish's eye, I just outline. I know I've already got an outline for my tile, but just to give it a little bit more detail, I always outline. Well, for this one I was having a look at the kitchen one. Well, the kitchen one was a slightly different pattern, so I didn't need an outline. It was a pattern rather than an object that you can identify. It was just a sort of random-ish pattern. But I thought for this one, I would outline the tiles with the fish in. So again, although it's quite repetitive, it is quite therapeutic. And watching it build up, once you get about halfway through, halfway through, I should say, it actually starts to look like a sheet of tiles, and it's quite calming. If you've had a stressful day, doing something repetitive, like repetitive drawing like this, is actually, well, I find it quite calming. Some people might find it frustrating, but I actually find it quite calming doing this. Especially with music on, but I haven't got music on now. I don't put music on my videos. I find them a distraction. So I will just do the ones that I've done. And hope to goodness you can see. Otherwise this would have been a waste of time. And yeah, I've just done one more. So we'll just take it up to there because you get the idea, I'm sure. And you keep on doing that. And when you've finished, make sure I get it the right way around. Oh, there goes the pen on the floor. Never mind. I'll pick it up in a second. When you've finished, you will have a sheet that looks like that. I'm just standing up to make sure you can see it, and you can. So once you're done, you have a sheet that looks like that. Right, I'll sit down again now, otherwise I'll be too far away from the microphone and you won't hear me. So once you've done, the only other thing I did do, because I've already got a sheet up, I've got the back wall in place, so to speak, I laid this or placed it against the other wall because I wanted the continuity. So the ends one on what would be this end was a space. So the next one would be a fish, not a blank tile, not a space. So there we go. There is our completed tile, which I've finished just before I started the video. And I know we won't get it all in, but it'll give you an idea. That's what it looks like when it's partially completed. So I'll leave the full tile intact, or the full sheet intact in view. And there is our video of how I make my tiles when I'm doing a tiled wall for in this case it's for a bathroom. So you'll see the finished effect when I show you the kitchen. I haven't done it yet, but once I've done it, I've only just started decorating it, so that might be a while. And I've got a couple of bits to finish off in the living room, so you'll see that within the next day or two. So I hope you've enjoyed having a look at how I design my tile effects for my doll's house walls. And until the next time, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for subscribing. If you've enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. That would be fantastic. Do feel free to leave any comments or questions if you have any. Put them in the comments. I read everyone and I'll answer everyone. And if you're not a subscriber, but you still enjoyed this video, please do subscribe and click the notification bell. It's totally free. It just helps get our videos out to more people. And I will catch up with you in the next video with a regular crafting project, or possibly a look around the living room, whichever comes first. So anyway, I will see you soon with another video. And in the meantime, take care everybody, have fun, and as always, you've guessed it, happy crafting. Bye bye for now.